Told of a little kid after a storm along the seacoast. The little kid's walking down across the beach, and there's just thousands and thousands of starfish that have washed up on the beach. And the kid's picking them up and he's tossing them back out into the ocean. And an old man walking down the beach looks at the kid and said, "Son, look, as far as you can see that way, and as far as you can see that way, there are starfish laying on the beach. The sun is going to bake them, they're going to die. There's not a blessed thing you can do. You can't make a difference." The little kid looks at the old man, reaches down and picks up a starfish, chucks it into the water and says, "Made a difference in that one, didn't I?" Picks up another starfish and chucks it into the ocean and says, "Made a difference in that one, didn't I?" Picks up another starfish and chucks it into the ocean, and the old man just walked away. You see, we make a difference one person at a time, one child at a time. We reach the world one person at a time. So whatever they've done is awesome. I'll let them share with you. Mike, let's start off with us here tonight.
So I simply took the shoes, held them up to our auditorium, and told the congregation about what Shoes Unto Others was all about, and told them about how Brother Steve and his wife were going to go down to the Philippines and start passing them out to students or to kids that didn't have them. Now keep in mind, this is during fundraisers. We have, junior high, high school, and we had a college class that went to the Navajo and did a mission trip this year. So our church did all kinds of fundraising. And on top of that, people were seeking my wife and I out in the foyer of our church, just saying, "Hey, I want to buy 10 pair of shoes. Hey, I want to buy some shoes. Hey, who do I give money to buy shoes for these kids?" And on top of that, still donating to our kids to be able to send them to camp this year. Just completely surprised me how much people, just out of the kindness of their hearts, people that couldn't even afford it, "Can I just give $2 or $3? Absolutely. Whatever. Change out of their pockets. Whatever they could give us, they were giving us. Completely broke my heart. When we counted up at the end, we were completely surprised how much people gave. So,
cool.
All of you guys that donated to kids, thank you.
Well, I'm a slouchy guy. My folks can attest, my memory is about like that. And so it was a couple weeks before camp, and it's like, oh, shoot, the shoes. And so I held them up, and it just so happened the Sunday I held them up, we had a missionary going to Pakistan. And it was kind of interesting because the way we take our offering stuff, if the missionary's there and there's money coming in for them, it goes straight to them. And so my treasurer called me back and says, it says $25 and it said the name of the missionary is Fernandez, and then it said shoes. He says, "Is this supposed to go to the Fernandez or for the shoes?" And I said, "It says shoes, it's going to the shoes." And so I talked to Randall and Rachel Fernandez, the missionary couple that was with us, going to Pakistan, and I told them what I had. Says, "Oh, that was us. We were wanting to have part in the offering too." And so, to be honest with you, I don't know exactly how much we've taken in. I just know that our church has had a part. We're a small church in a rural area, but we want to have a part in getting shoes for the Philippine people.
Hi. Really, we did basically the same thing. It was 2 weeks before camp, and we were looking at the shoes, and we were like, well, what do we do? I couldn't wrap my head around how it worked. Finally, my husband explained it to me, and we got it put together. We just put an announcement in our church bulletin on Sunday morning that said, explained what Brother Steve was doing with his wife, and just said, we have envelopes. We have a goal of 100 that we would like, 100 pairs of shoes that we would like to sell, and just drop the money in or stop by the library and do what you can do. And we sold more than the 100 pairs, but can I tell the story that I told you? There's a young lady, there was a young lady at our church that she went to China, and she had heart for children, and she ended up dying last year of cancer, and her family set up a legacy of hope for her, and that Sunday evening, her parents who set up the legacy of hope walked in with a check and handed it to my husband for a check to my husband for $600. They said our this Shoes for Children, was the first beneficiary, right, of the Legacy of Hope, and they wanted to make sure that we made our goal. My husband walked in the church, tears just pouring down his face. And sorry, I'm just saying that. So it's just amazing, and we're just blessed and happy that we can help also.
You know, a lot of times we get the idea people don't have money. I'm a preacher, so I can speak evil of us preachers. My pastor at my church this year, I spoke at our missions conference this year. I was our main speaker. And he got up the first day of the missions conference and he said, our goal is $2,450 per week this year. And I turned to our pastor when he came over and said, I said, don't tell him that again. But I want him to know our goal. Do not tell him that total again. So he got up Sunday night and he told him the total again, and he walked over and sat down. I looked over at him and I said, if you get up and tell that total again, I will tackle you from the front row. You know I'll do it. And he said, I need them to know the goal. I said, no, you're drawing a line in the sand and tell them that's all the higher they have to go. Quit telling them the goal. I think God can do a whole lot more than that. Well, we're just a blue-collar church. Have you looked at the cars these blue-collar people are driving? They have money. And lordship is about what you do with your money. Stewardship is about what you do with your money, as well as your time, your talent, all that stuff. We challenge them for 4 days. Our church right now is averaging between $3,100 and $3,200 a week for missions. And they could do a whole lot more than that, but it takes some time. People can do what people want to do. We throw away more money than we got sense. So people can do what they want to do. We'll just challenge them. So I'm going to challenge you tonight as well. With what they have done already, we are over 500 pairs of shoes that we'll be able to take with us to the Philippines and hand out to boys. That's a drop in the bucket. Because I'm telling you, there are literally, in Manila, Philippines, there are literally millions of children who need shoes. Okay? But we're going to hand out 500 pair at least. But we're going to give you a chance tonight. Now, I don't want you throwing all of your money in. Somebody unplugged the disc. I don't want you throwing all your money in. Okay? But if you got $1, if everybody in here just put in $1, that'd be $300. That would be another 50 pairs of shoes. Some of you could do more. Some of you can't do that much. I don't want you to throw all your money in. I want you to walk around tomorrow and going, I'd like to have a Coke, but I gave all my money for shoes. I want you doing that. I want you to have a part in what's going on. So I've got some folks who are going to pass the offering plate, and you're going to have a chance to do it. Before you do, I'm going to go ahead and let these guys sit down. We had 2 young ladies who sang. I don't even know who they are. 3 young, that's right, we had 3 young ladies. I'm going to ask one of them to go ahead and come. Yes, Candace? Lauren.